Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the match preview for the game between the D's against Collingwood in this massive Freeze M&D clash on King's birthday this Monday upcoming. One more win and going into the bye would be very, very sweet. It'd be when we're in such rich form, winning form, I ask myself as a fan, how do we motivate the team or everyone else that's involved to get up for every game? Now, there's a King's birthday clash within itself, being a showcase game. Of course, that's a driving motivator. The fact that it's for a good cause and Freeze M&D, Neil Danaher's fundraiser to bring awareness and more research into Freeze M&D. What's another one? If we go back to 2023, I remember being in a similar position. Maybe we had one less win, perhaps, and we lost this game by four points from memory. So for me as a fan, I want us righting that wrong and saying, no, we're not the same team as we were in 2023. We mentally are in a different place. List-wise, we're in a different place. We're going to go in and win this game, whereas in years gone by, we've dropped this before the bye. So that's probably the three motivating factors that you'd like to see going into this game to propel the Pies into finishing off the first half of the year with a really solid win. It's against great opposition, and funnily enough, guys, and stats don't mean anything if it doesn't register onto the scoreboard, but statistically, Melbourne are a pretty good side. They pretty much beat us in every facet of the game, contested possession, clearances. The biggest difference is our ability to transition, lock the ball in our forward half, score when going inside 50. We have an extremely high clip going inside 50 when it comes to marks, when it comes to scoring. Our tackling pressure is superior to theirs as well. So it's just a few stats that really matter at the end of the day. Contest, clearance, yes, it's a point of reference, but ultimately, are you scoring when you're going inside 50? Are you applying pressure to lock it in your forward half? Are you taking marks inside 50 if you want to dive a little bit deeper? So factoring those in, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how many Clayton Olivers and Christian Petrarcas you have. It just comes down to do you translate that dominance, that assertion in the middle. Assertion, is that a word? I might sound like a dummy there. I am going to quickly search that up, but either way, I'm keeping that in. Assertion, please. Is it the right context? Yes, it is. Okay, all right, we roll. So it doesn't matter, you have your Cozzy pickets and whatnot. You've just got to put the pressure on the scoreboard. That's something that hurt them against St Kilda. So they're licking their wounds still from that. And from what we're hearing, they're gonna put a concerted effort over the course of the week to be able to be accurate in front of goal. So look, whether that translates into this game, who knows? It might work the other way when you work on something so hard for a short period of time. Sometimes it gets in your head. Players we're worried about. Not worried about, but player focus from the opposition. Max Gawn, of course. Look, there seems to be a real possibility that we could go in with two ruckmen in Coxie and Cameron and McStay playing as well. Who makes way? I'm not too sure. We don't know if there's going to be a Myercheck or a Membry managed. As we speak, the captains, or not the captains run, but the final main training session is happening right now. So just reading on Twitter from Jen, who does some great work. She's always at all the training. She said there's every chance we could see two ruckmen plus McStay. So we'll roll with that for now. I'm not sure where Tom Mitchell stands, but Max Gawn is the big matchup, and Mason Cox does quite well against him historically, so it would be nice to bring him in off the back of some really strong VFL form, albeit VFL, only one game, I understand, but he was literally the best player on the field when it came to impact in the game. Christian Petrarca, maybe Ned Long sees a bit of that. That would be two Bulls going up against each other, so that would be really exciting. Petrarca's averaging more than a goal a game and 25 disposals, so he's having a great year. Beyond all, though, I think the most damaging player relative to how many disposals they have and how present they are in the game, Cozzy Pickett's the man, right? So I assume we're going to get a good serving of Cozzy Pickett and Isaac Quaynor playing on each other. I actually can't quite remember who Cozzy's played on in the past, but Cozzy does roll through the middle as well, so it's a bit of a headache when it comes to how we're going to approach this. But, system trumps all at the end of the day. They're a good team. They're not a great team, but these occasions bring the best out of them. And just looking at, last year we beat them both games, the end of the year, King's birthday then. We've won 8 of our last 10 against them. Historically, we've almost doubled their wins. We're quite comfortable at the G against Melbourne. I'm pretty sure we must play most, if not all, our games against Melbourne at the G. So there's that to factor in. What else has been a bit of a conversation? I'm just looking at our list at the moment. Really want to see Ed Allen keep building. It seems like he has this opportunity to keep his spot and comes down purely to his form, whereas in maybe times gone by, young players who play well don't necessarily keep their spot for reasons X, Y, Z. Ed Allen is now at a point where he's had a few games strung together and it's really his spot to be held until maybe I know Ed Allen's playing as a winger, but maybe when Degoe is available, maybe when Lipinski is available, a couple more players, Brazzy Maynard comes back in. There's going to be a few more squeezes. Now, I know, Brazzy's not a straight in for an Ed Allen, and nor is Jordan Degoe, but someone will have to bite the bullet. And by the way, if someone like Tom Mitchell is a sneaky chance for this game against the King's birthday clash, then I think someone like Lockie Sullivan might make way. And as we discussed in the Predicted 23, I think Will Hayes comes into the side for Lockie Schultz. It seems like the obvious in. He really went back to VFL and said, you know what, I'm going to show you I'm above the level. And he kicked 3 goals, lively, 15 touches, pretty much ticked all the boxes you want as a small forward in the VFL, away from home against the Box Hill Hawks. So a little bit of extra credit there when you go away from home against one of the best sides in the VFL. I don't care what level it is. It's never easy to go to an opposition's home ground and pretty much have it your way. 15 touches, 3 goals, straight back into the team, please. Will Hayes, thank you very much. He's very composed. You can tell just in his demeanour, the way he walks around, the way he plays. I saw this at preseason early. He's just not phased. So bring him in and he'll do a job. He has an opportunity to have a real good 6-week stretch now without Lockie Schultz, really. If you want to, we haven't really thought that far ahead. 6 weeks out, that's a big opportunity for Will Hayes. But as always, we're looking forward to another week of Pies footy. Monday, of course. So what are we to expect over the coming days from the channel? So we'll have the Moving the Magnets tonight. It'll be the extended team. Then Sunday night, we'll do another Moving the Magnets where the teams get fully announced. Pre-game show on the Monday, a couple hours beforehand, and then post-game show. And then we have the bye week, which is kind of somber, but that's okay. We'll find a way to work through it. And until next time, guys, go Pies.